Okay. Good
Good
evening,
evening,
everyone.
everyone.
My
My
name
name
is
is
Chukuma Obunia. I am the Technical Secretary of Nigerian Society of Engineers, Manchester branch. As usual, we are very, very happy to have all of you here this evening for our technical session. May I, on behalf of our branch chairman, Professor Adebisi Bamidele, welcome all of you to this session. I also want to thank our speaker today, Engineer Cosmas, Nweke, for his for being here. We are quite expectant. We want to hear from him today. So you are welcome, Cosmos. I want to also thank our patron. I think I heard his voice behind the scene. Please, if you have any question because of our time, write it down. At the end of the day, you can ask. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. You are always here for us, and we want to thank you, our patron.
It's an honor.
Ademola Olulufemi, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers. Thank you so much. Your fatherly presence is always giving us the courage to move on. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You guys are doing a great job. Well done.
So, Engineer Cosmos, your slide is up. So I yield the floor to you to continue with your presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Chukuna. Good evening, fellow engineers. Good evening, friends of engineers. Good evening, members of Nigerian Society of Engineers, Manchester branch. I want to especially appreciate the branch chairman of Nigerian Society of Engineers, Manchester branch, in the person of Professor Bamidele Adebisi, MBE. Thank you very much for this privilege to use your platform. And my own very good friend and schoolmate, Dr. Chukuma Obunia, ETS. Thank you very much. And all the members of Nigerian Society of Engineers, Manchester branch. Thank you for this opportunity to share with you and co-learn this evening. My name is Engineer Nweke Nnamdi Cosmas. Nweke is my surname. Nnamdi is my first name. Cosmas is my second name. So I'm a member of Nigerian Society of Engineers, also a member of Nigerian Society of Chemical Engineers, and a current registered process engineer. I studied chemical engineering at Federal University of Technology, Owerri. And by God's grace, I've been an entrepreneur all my life. I started my entrepreneurial journey in 2002. In 2002, ASU was on strike. I was then a student in Futo, so ASU went on 6-month strike. And I just looked at myself. My parents were far away in Ibadan, where I was born. I was staying with my grandmother in the village because it was close to the school. So I thought within myself, what do I do with these 6 months? I don't just want it to go into waste. And then I walked around, sniffed around, went around my village, and then that was when MTN just came. So you just have MTN network in pockets of places all over the nation. So the entrepreneurial skill in me said, just go around and look for where it is. So I bought a phone, started going around the village, and I discovered there was a place where only one place in the whole village where there was network. And I established a GSM call center there. I called it Divine Communications enterprises. And that was the first major business I did. It was very, very interesting. And before ASU called off their 6-month strike, I was already counting in hundreds of thousands of naira. I think I had about 300,000 naira as at then in my account. So I went to Futo when school resumed, started another business center in Futo in front of Seathead for those who studied in Futo. I had another business center there. As that one started growing, I thought to myself that I need to do better. So I went again to the hostel in front of Hall B, started another one. So at the time I had 3 business centers running and I was a student. And by the time I was graduating from Futo, I was a millionaire. That is the entrepreneurial skill in me. Today, by the grace of God, I'm the managing director and the CEO of Peniel Petrosab Limited. Peniel Petrosab Limited is an oil and gas company based in Nigeria. Please, can you hear me? I'm hearing the background of, am I talking to myself?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Very clear.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
so
trying
please, if you are
to
not talking,
mute.
you can mute
We
yourself.
can hear you. Somebody did not mute. I can hear you.
So today, I'm the managing director and CEO of Peniel Petrosab Limited. It's a Nigerian oil and gas service company in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. We offer services to major Nigerian oil and gas company in Nigeria and all over the world. Because as we speak right now, we have a project going on in Angola, and we've done projects in many parts of the world. So today we'll be learning on starting and managing engineering businesses. Starting and managing engineering businesses. I will just use the first 3 or 4 slides to do some theoretical work. We'll just go through that very quickly, and then we'll move straight to the main business of the day. So what is business? What is a business? Because we're looking at starting and managing engineering businesses. So what is a business? A business, simply put, is just offering goods and services in order to make profit. That is the general terminology of what a business is. However, theoretically, a business refers to an organization or an enterprising entity that engages in commercial, industrial, or professional activities for the purpose of facilitating economic production of goods or services. Now, if you watch here now, there's no mention of profit making. And you will see the reason why that mention was not there as we go forward. If you look at the second bullet point, businesses can be for-profit entity or not-for-profit organization. A business can be for-profit or not-for-profit organization. When it is not for profit, it's usually for charitable mission and maybe for social cause. Businesses ranges in scale and structure from sole proprietorship to large international corporation. You have the smallest envelope as is sole proprietorship, and then the other side you have the business conglomerate or corporation. The concept of a business begins with an idea. This is very, very key. I call it how to fix a friction or how to solve a problem. Business starts from idea. Every business you see today starts from an idea. And that idea is just thinking outside the box about how to fix a friction. If you look around you all over the world, friction exists everywhere. All over the world, you see in your environment where you live, in your workplace, there are frictions to fix. Friction is a force that resists movement. So when you see problems around you, either from government, from individual, from society, it is not a time to complain. it is a time to look for solution. Once you get the solution, then you have a business. And when you have a business, you make profit. So once you come up with an idea and you have a name, trust me, business have started already. An extensive market research may be required to determine how feasible it is to turn that idea you came up with, that solution you came up with, into a functional business. You need to do a market research, do feasibility studies, come up with business plan, and be sure that you are not just daydreaming, that what you believe is the solution to the problem, what you believe is the fixing of the friction, is actually commercializable, is actually possible to fetch you money, so that you don't make an investment that will go down the drain. Business often requires business plan before operation begins. A business plan is a formal document that outlines the company's goal and objectives. A business plan is that document that shows you the roadmap, how you want to go from point A to point B, from conception to commercialization to making profit. So in your business plan, you want to know how this idea can turn into money. What is the strategy? What is your market cap possibility? What market share can you gain? How do you intend to gain the market share? How do you intend to penetrate your customers to be able to get people who will buy from you? And how do you intend to make sure that you become a category king in that line of business? So you want to outline all those things, and you make a projection for what your cost will be and what your profit will be, so that you will know if that business will be profitable or not, even before you start. Then you determine the legal structure of the business. That is also very important for you to determine the legal structure for the business, because business owner may need to secure permits and licenses and follow registration requirements to begin legal operation. So you need to define what legal structure is required for the business you want to go into. Then I need to sound a warning. This is very, very key. Anyone who conducts business activities with financial earning must report this income to the Internal Revenue Service. So if you run a business, you make profit, and you don't report your profit to the Internal Revenue Service, you are doing something illegal. And if you evade tax, you know also that ignorance is not an excuse before the law. You may want to prove that you don't know that you need to register with Internal Revenue. But when the hammer comes on you, you will not like it. Another very important thing in defining a business is a good name. Every business that will go far must have a good name. The name must be very catchy. The name must send a message. When people hear the name of your business, they should be attracted to want to know what you are doing. There's a kind of name you give to your business, it puts people off, and it does not suggest to them what you are doing. So it's often one of the most valuable assets of a business to have a good name. It is important that business owners choose their business names wisely. Make sure that the business name you are choosing the right way, choose wisely. So we go to types of business structures. We're still doing the theoretical. What are the types of business structure? Number one, you have sole proprietorship, which is the lower envelope. A sole proprietorship business is owned and operated by a single person. There's no legal separation between the business and the owner of the business, which means the tax and legal liability of the business are the responsibility of the owner. You can decide that you have a lemon tree, maybe a lemon tree in your compound behind your house, and you want to be want to be making lemonade from it and selling in front of your house. That's a good one. That's a good one. But that's a business because profit will be coming in, something will be coming in. You are the only one doing it with maybe with your children. That is a business. But in the event that something happened and there's a legal, maybe somebody took your lemonade and started purging, and all of a sudden there's a medical challenge and the law come hard on you, you will be the one to bear the brunt because you and the business are one and the same. That is the challenge of sole proprietorship. The only thing is that because it's small, because it's you and the business, there's no tax, there's no much tax liability. So you are able to enjoy almost free taxation. Then you have the partnership business. This is when two people or more come together and say, oh, let's do this business. It's similar to a sole proprietorship business in that they enjoy minimal tax liability, and they also don't have too much legal requirements. The profit and losses are borne by the people in partnership. So each partner contributes resources and money to fund the business and own shares, and the share profits and losses are recorded on their tax return. Then we go to corporation as a corporate business. Now, corporation and limited liability, which is the next one, are similar, but slightly different because of their sizes. Now, corporation, this is a business in which a group of people act as a single entity. They come together, have shares. Owners are commonly referred to as shareholders. They exchange consideration for the corporation's common stock. So basically, when you look at businesses that are listed on the stock exchange, businesses that are big, some people who do not even know how the business was formed just come buy shares and become a co-owner of the business because they have exchanged their consideration, some amount of money, which is the worth of the share, for a stock of the business. So that is one very important thing about corporation. Now, incorporating a business releases owners of the financial liability of business obligation. That is now one of the benefits of corporation and limited liability. Now, if you are doing a business and there's a legal issue that involves the business can be sued, and the business can sue. The business is an entity. For a corporation, a limited liability, you will not be the one to be sued. You will not be the one to go to jail. If somebody buy a product from you and somehow there is an issue, the business will answer for it because the business is a legal entity. Now I go to limited liability company. The limited liability company is the business structure that combines the taxation benefit of partnership with limited liability benefit of corporation. So if you look at it, that in the area of corporation, you have your liability to the company is to the extent of your tax, your share. So you are not liable for things. So that is a benefit of corporation, and it's also the same benefit for limited liability company. Your share determines your liability in the company, and you also enjoy some relaxed taxation. The taxation of a limited liability company is far less than that of corporation. However, the one of sole proprietorship and partnership enjoy very low tax, but sole proprietorship and partnership are not protected as much as the corporation and the limited liability. Next slide is how to start an engineering business, which is what our business of today is. Engineering businesses have to do with building and implementing an engineering solution to real-world problems. Those things we learn in the university, the Y over the X and all those things. They are all potential solutions to problems around us, real-world problems. So when you apply all those engineering solutions to problems around you, you will have built an engineering business. Unlike other businesses, engineering businesses often need large capital infusion and a broad market. With the increasing consumer economy, a large number of businesses require design and innovation. Such market can be identified and dominated to create multi-million-dollar businesses. Where to innovate upon existing processes, where to ideate and develop new business, and then be able to build it to create a multi-million-dollar business. Engineering business range from drafting as little as using your AutoCAD to do design on your laptop, to building solar panel, to starting a manufacturing business or a noise servicing business, or even developing an oil block, producing and all that. So let's quickly look at the steps to start an engineering business. Number one, and very important, is to perform market research and analysis. This is what I call sniffing around. Like I said, around you, where you are, in that company where you are working, there are potential businesses you can develop. But it's only when you know, when you are able to identify them, when you are able to discover them. So you need to sniff around for potential problem to solve. A business owner is a problem solver. Solving problem is what creates businesses. So perform market research, understand the demand for engineering services in your area, and identify your target market. You live in an environment, maybe they have water, and you discover that the water in that environment is not clean, it's not potable. You want to do, maybe come up with a unit operation, a filtration unit, to filter and get the water ready. You have started a business. But for you to identify that there is a problem of water, potable water, is the beginning of the business. Now, it's for you to design and determine how to solve that problem. It's what makes you to already be close to your goal. Then you want to draft engineering business plan. Like I said, you must have a business plan if you want to go far, unless you want to just do a sole proprietorship business. So you draft your business plan, having identified what look like a problem you want to solve, what look like a business for you. So you draft an engineering business plan, outline your business goal. What is the goal of this business? What am I set out to achieve? What are the strategies for achieving them? What is the financial requirements? What is the financial projection? What are likely hurdles along the way? And then you'll be able to get yourself, and then you'll be able to see the end, even when you have not started the business. You'll be able to figure out everything you need to do and all the hurdles there are to cross. Determine the structure of that business. What is the structure? Like we said before, there's sole proprietorship, partnership, there's corporation, and there's limited liability. Which one do you want to build? What kind of business do you want to build? You have to define that from beginning so that you don't get confused. You pick the right name, like I said before. Pick the right name and develop an engineering brand. Develop your own brand. What kind of brand do you want to build? Your name should be very, very catchy. Your brand should be very, very catchy. And it must be original. Don't go and copy other people's name and copy other people's brand and want to mimic people's. A lot of people do that, and it can earn you illegal suit, and it may kill that business. If you go design a logo that the company is already using, or maybe start using the name that another company is already using, by the time they get to know of it, they can sue you to court, and by the time you are coming out of that suit, you wish you didn't start the business in the first place. So you must make sure that your name and your logo, your brand is very, very original. Formalize your business registration. Don't go and start a business without registering the business, because I've heard of situations, I've heard stories where people started business, they have started building traction, people already know them, they are going. By the time they go and register that business name, they discover that another person have registered it. So because another person have registered that name, you can't register that name again. And that person can take over your brand because you did not do the right thing. So it's very important that as soon as you know that this is what you want to do, register your business name. And it's very easy to even go online now and search the name you have in mind that you want to use. Put it on Google, search, and know whether there are names like that existing. And then register the business. Acquire necessary license and permit for engineering, for your engineering business. So it is very important that you acquire that license and permits. That license you need to run your business. Every business requires some sort of license and permit. If you don't have the permit, you may run into a legal problem. So for instance, if you are doing business in Nigeria, you need what we call DPR permit. That's Department of Petroleum Resources. You must get their permit. You must get, if you are doing some local business, you need some NCIEC, Nigerian Content Equipment Certificate, and all that. You need permit. If you are using things like radioactive element for your business, you need some permit from NDPR, what is it called? So you must know the permit you need for your business and make sure you acquire the necessary permits. Otherwise, you will be doing an illegal business and you can run into trouble. Obtain tax documents. Make sure you create a tax account so that you can be identified as a taxpayer. Open a business bank account and secure funding as needed. So one of the reasons you need to open a business account early is because in the long run, along the line in your business, you may need funding. When you go to the bank, first of all, they want to check the history of your account. They want to check how long you have opened that account. So if you need funding and that day you are running to bank to go and open an account, you can't get any funding. But if you have opened a bank account when you are starting, you already have history and you have time over it. At least it must be 6 months. Then you are sure that whatever you ask, they will be able to respond to you. So make sure you open a bank account, set pricing for your engineering services. Whatever engineering services you want to do, set your price. Look at what is the prevalent price in town. However, it's very important for you to also note that the fact that some things are cheap in the market does not necessarily mean that yours must be also as cheap as that one. It depends on the value you are adding, and it depends on what you are bringing to the table. There are some items that does the same thing, 2 different items, but you will discover that the price difference between the 2 of them are so huge. Why? Because some other people have built a brand and you must pay for that brand. So set your own price, acquire engineering equipment and supplies. The equipment you need to do your business. You want to do maybe engineering design, you need tools like the software you will use to do the design and all those things. Obtain business insurance for engineering if required. Insurance, a lot of people don't understand how it works, but insurance have helped us a lot in business because we deal with quite a lot of equipment. And there are times when you have things that require insurance to come in. And if you don't have insurance, you will lose a lot of money. But when insurance come in, they will at least salvage the situation. So if at least as the business is growing and gaining traction, you need to buy an insurance. Begin marketing your engineering services. This is also very key. If you sit down in one place and expect people to come to you, you may not get that business to the level you want it to get to. You need to talk to people about it. You need to market it from different dimensions and get people to know about it. Then you expand your engineering business. It is very important that from day one, as you are starting that business, you're also thinking of how am I going to expand this business? Where am I going to? That's why you need that business plan. Where's this business going to? What's the future for this business? What is the expansion possibility? So this is like just a table to show us what we went through in the last slide of how to start engineering businesses. So you see the friction you want to fix, which is the problem you want to solve. You empathize. By empathizing, you are going to know what the customers are looking for, know what the customers want. Then you define what their problem is. You define what their problem is. That problem, maybe what you are seeing as problem may not even be what they are seeing as problem. And you are not the one that will buy your own product. It is your customer. So you want to know what the customer wants. Define the problem. Then ideate. Come up with ideas on how to solve the problem. Build a prototype. Test what you have built. Is it working? If it's working, congratulations. If it's not, you iterate. This is very, very important. If it's not what you want, improve upon it, iterate, go back again, check until the problem is solved and you have a business. What you have on the top table is the same thing you have here, but in different ways. So it's a design thinking that Stanford University came up with. Why start a business? Why start a business? Number one, the reason why you need to start a business is because salary is never enough. And trust me on that, salary is never enough. The company where I used to work, our MD was having a meeting with us then, and he said something to us. He said, nobody can pay you to be wealthy. Salary can never make you to be wealthy. He said, nobody can pay you to be wealthy. Whatever amount a company is paying you is for you to be comfortable. You can only become wealthy when you become a part owner of that business. Maybe they give you a shares of the company or in whatever way. So salary is never enough. Why start a business? It helps you to showcase your entrepreneurial skill. Some of us don't know the stuff we are made of until when you start. You have that entrepreneurial skill inside of you, but you may not know. You may not know, but start. By the time you start, you see that you are a master strategist. So you begin to showcase it. Then you are able to also improve your business skill. That skill that is inside of you that you didn't know. As you start, as you are going, you'll be improving. You will have continuous improvement. Then another reason why you need to start a business is because when you start that business in the long run, you might not need your job again. You might not need that job anymore. That your 8 to 5 will not be necessary anymore, because by the time you see what is coming in as a business owner, trust me on this, you don't want to go back to working for anyone. It also helps you to pursue your dream. I've always had a dream of becoming a business owner. You see people own businesses and you're saying, I wish this is mine. Starting a business today will help you to pursue that dream. It also serves as a retirement or exit plan. While you are doing that, your job, you are gradually starting, thinking about how you want to start your business, then you start something, and before you know it, your business is doing well. By the time you leave that job, you have your own business. When you are retiring, you have a business running. The business will still be bringing money for you, even while you are at home, not doing anything. Even while you are at home. Because at that point, people are working for you and you are making profit. Then you are able to work at your own pace. You are not under compulsion to come to office when people want you to come to office. Because when you are working for someone, by 8 o'clock, you need to be in the office. 8 to 5, you must be there. But when you to go at your own pace. What are the sources of engineering business idea? What are the sources? How do you get, as we are talking like this, I want to start a business. How do I start one? What's the sources of the idea? Number one, identify problems around you to solve. I keep saying it and I will say it again and again. And that was how Pioneer Petrosal Limited started. You must identify the problem around you that needs solution. And it is in your providing solution to that problem that you are starting a business. So identify problems around you and look for solution for them. And innovation. In that company where you are working today, don't think that everything is okay. For you, you may be thinking that everything is okay, but when you go around, when you sniff around, you will know that there are things you are doing that you are spending 4 hours, 3 hours to do. But if one or two things are put into place, you may be using 1 hour or 30 minutes to do it. That's a business. It's just for you to think around, how do I solve this problem? I have a friend who used to work for a company, and at a point he discovered that they needed this laser printing machine to be printing manufacturing date, batch number, and all those things on the equipment. And he has been working that company for long. One day he just said to himself, "But this machine that we are always struggling, they will go outside to go and get people print and all that." I said, "One can actually do this." Then he ventured into that business. Today, he's so doing fine that you can't compare who he is today to when he was working. Why? Because he saw a problem in his workplace and innovated around it and started a business from there. Ask questions to find out people's pain points.
Engineer, can I interrupt you a little bit? We have about 15 minutes to the end, so I don't know how many slides you still have.
Okay, don't worry. I will just
know how you can pace
15
yourself.
Minutes.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. I was going to ask you how many minutes I have, so no problem. So you need to also ask questions to know people's pain points. Usually, you may think you know the problem people have, but what you think is the problem may not be the problem. Is it Henry Ford has said that that if you ask people what they want, they will say they want a faster horse. But that may not be the thing that you have in mind. So please always ask questions and know the people's pain point and get business idea. Commercialize your top skill at work. Like I was at a point, I was a project engineer in many companies I've worked. And from that place, you will see that you have a very good skill at managing people, managing projects. That's already a business for you to start. So commercialize that skill you have. You are a very good AutoCAD designer in your office. You are designing some other things for them. While you are doing that one for yourself, you can also start doing design for people that is not related to what your company does, and you can start a business from there. Agency and commission approach. This is very, very key. Some people start business through agency. Pioneer Petrosal Limited that we run today is one of such. Pioneer Petrosal Limited as a case study. How did we start Pioneer Petrosal Limited? I used to work in a company, and at a point we discovered that many people are looking for certain equipment that they don't have. And what my company does is far away from that. It's not part of them. So, and every time people come to us, they ask for this equipment, we don't have solution to it. So somehow I talk to myself that I can't just sit down here and be earning salary. Let me just look for how to get this equipment that these people are asking for. And that company that was asking for that equipment at the time is a very big construction company in Nigeria. So I went around and I was able to find that equipment. And I said to them, yes, this equipment is available. This is how much it is. And I broke up between the owner of the equipment. I had no equipment of my own at the time. So I broke out the business between the people that need the equipment and the owner of the equipment. And I had my markup as the agent. And by the time that business was over, I already had tens of million naira or naira as at the time. And that was a good starting capital for any business. So I try to be a little more fast now so I can finish. I think I have like maybe 5 more slides or so. So what are some of the engineering businesses to consider? Like we all know, we're all engineers here. You can look from conceptual design, field, detail engineering design. These are the ones that will not need so much capital to start. You know how to do design. All you need is software and your laptop. You don't need big capital to start that. Then when it's growing, you can now start expanding. Technical maintenance, depending on, maybe you have some mechanical engineering experience, and you see some, like in my company, we do equipment repairs. We repair compressors, winches, different kind of things. So maintenance, repair, assembly, those are businesses for us. So you can start from repairing anything that you think you can, and gradually you develop it to some level. Then small and large scale construction. When you have started getting to certain level, you may go into construction, may go into fabrication, mechanical fabrication, foundry, machining, just anything to fabricate. Start producing small items. Before you know it, it becomes a big business. Manufacturing, can go into manufacturing, ranging from manufacturing a paint. I'm a chemical engineer, and I know that some of my classmates went into paint production. Then you can also go into well services, depending on where you are, the kind of experience you have. Well services, wellhead maintenance, and all those things that are there. Oil and gas business, oil services. You can also do marine. They are part of what we do. Then managing your engineering business. So quickly you develop and follow a good business model. You must have a good business model that will help you to manage your business well. You can start on a small scale and increase gradually. Don't be in a hurry to start. I had a friend who started a business, and the business have not even started grow well in Nigeria. He's saying it's West Africa. You want to open a branch in Ghana and all that. Before you know it, business collapse because you don't even have a good footing in Nigeria yet. So start small. Don't be afraid to start small. Employ the right personnel to work with you. Very, very important. This is very, very important. Don't just employ anyhow. When you're employing people, make sure you have the right personnel, people who can do what you need. Leverage on your contacts is very, very important. Your contact will make sure you have business going. Attend seminars and conferences. For instance, I attend Nigerian Oil and Gas Conference. I attend Offshore Technology Conference in Houston, Texas. I attend different conferences all around. And that will open your eyes to what is happening in the industry. And then you're able to also make business contact. Use every available means to market and sell your product. Keep good records. Very, very important. This is where some people miss it. You need to keep good record. Your financial record, your sales record, your feedback record from your customers. Some people do business, they don't know how to keep business. And then be accountable. Be accountable. Don't spend the money anyhow. Be accountable. How do you raise fund and capital for your businesses? You need to remember that not every business needs huge fund to start. For you to start a business, not every business needs that huge fund. You need to leverage on agency and commission for your startup capital. Just like I said, Penny Petro Service Limited, we did agency and we made some commission that we started with. Make use of savings and invested fund. Maybe while you are working, you have saved some money, you have some invested fund, it becomes a capital for you to start. Leverage on family and friends. You may have family and friends who have some idle fund. You can reach out to them to help you and fund your business. Reach out to for government grants where possible. There are some grants, some government grants all around. Some government give grant to start business. They give grant to small business owners and all those things. So you can reach out for grants. Then when your business, when you are sure what you want to do and you need investors, you can pitch to investors. There are angel investors, there are syndicate investors. I belong to one syndicate investment group that we call Tekidia Capital, where we fund business ideas and all those things. Then approach the bank, for loan when necessary. Please don't take loan if you don't need it. This is very, very important. Don't just run to bank. They give you $50 million. You are happy. You are jumping around. By the time they come back for the money, if you don't have it, it's a problem. So be sure you need a loan before you go for it. Don't wait for all the capital you need before you start that business. Start something today. Don't wait until you have all the capital. Don't pay someone for things you could do by yourself. Invest your time. As a business owner, you must be hands-on, be able to put in effort, minimize overhead costs, especially at the early stage when your business is just growing. You don't want to carry a lot of overhead. You don't want to carry a lot of cost. So the things you can do by yourself, you do them. How do you scale your business? Scaling your business when you are started. Delay gratification. Please listen very well. This one, that's why I put it in bold. Delay gratification. And someone told me a story of a man who started a construction business, and he got a big contract. And as soon as they gave him the first mobilization, the man was happy. He said, that was when they were about to play France 98. He said, oh, I'm going to France to go and work. He went with his son. When they lavish all the money, by the time he came back, he's struggling to finish the business. Today he's out of business. So don't just gratify yourself and enjoy money. That's more money that comes. Do what? Reinvest. That's the second bullet point. Reinvest your profit. That money that is coming at the early stage, it is your seed. It is not it's not for you to eat. It is not the fruit, it is the seed. Reinvest it. Think long term and invest in assets. I know some companies, they don't buy assets. Anything they have, when they need equipment, they just hire, they don't buy assets. But that's not a company that will go far. So buy assets when you can, employ of the right personnel, diversify or ports where necessary. You can diversify, you can transition into another thing. Like when we started this company, we were only doing winching. At the point, we discovered that winching comes seasonal. Then we went into compressors, we went into crane, we went into logistics, and we kept diversifying and not leaving the other side. Don't be hasty in making financial decisions. When you want to scale your business, you want to increase. Don't be hasty. Don't just go add money and make certain financial decisions because it may come back to haunt you. Take customer expectation and feedback serious. When people give you honest opinion about your product, don't look down on it. Make sure you use it very well. Then constantly review your business model for improvement. So this is iteration now. Constantly review the business model. If it's not giving you what you want, you make some amend. Review your record and lessons learned. That's why you need to keep good record. So that at time to time you are looking at yourself, what have I learned at this stage? Where did I make mistake? And review it from time to time. Apply your finding and improve your processes. Then what we did differently in Benin Petro Sub Limited, we leverage on the power of internet. We like I said, we're in Nigeria. We work in Angola. We do business with people in UK. We represent an OEM that is in UK. We represent OEM in Netherlands. We have quite a lot of things, and this was possible only through internet. We employed the right personnel. Please don't forget, always employ the right personnel. Don't employ the wrong people. We took examples from world-class businesses. We attended conferences and seminars like NOG, OTC, NCDMB, TC. We imbibed the culture of documentation. We emphasize quality delivery in our system. This is very, very important. Quality delivery. If a customer comes and is not satisfied, he will likely not come back again. But when you deliver quality, they will come back, and that will keep your business going. We leverage on relationship and recommendation. We depended on God for our growth. God factor is very important. We don't joke with that in Benin Petro Sub Limited. What are the challenges and constraints we saw? Regulatory requirements like DPR permit, NCEC, ETC, were difficult to obtain at the beginning. At the beginning, there are some certifications, some requirements that will be difficult. So we had that challenge. Getting adequate space for equipment storage. Benin Petro Sub Limited is currently sitting on a 3,600 square meter facility. That's 8 plots of land. That's where we are seated. Assessing enough funds. So acquiring that land wasn't easy. Assessing enough funds for your business scaling and expansion is also not easy. Getting fund is not easy. I must tell you the truth. But if you are doing the right thing, people will come and invest in your business. Then we also have bottleneck from banks. There was a time if I don't want to go into the problem we had with banks, but banks are not friendly at times. But when the business is smiling, they will come knocking at your door. How to identify the most viable investment? That's also one challenge we had. At times, you are looking at this investment. Oh, let me invest, let's diversify, let's do this. But you are not sure if that will bring the result. Then you also have the fear of losing your money. We had a case of LC we did with UBA. I don't want to go into it in detail, but the fear of losing your money is a great challenge because of my time. What's the good news? The good news is that we are here to help you jumpstart. We are here, Penny Petrol Service Limited is here to help you. We give you a springboard to leap start your business. Penny Petrol Service Limited is known for providing engineering equipment on rental. We pay huge commission to agents and referrals. Among others, we have paid several thousands of dollars to single individuals as commission in the past. You too can start earning commission from us today by referring people to us. So we have this system of when people come to hire equipment from us, and we have equipment that are in hundreds of thousands of dollars here. So if somebody comes to hire equipment and they come through you, we give you commission. Just like I said, we started our business by connecting the end user and the owner of equipment. You can also come, if you know somebody who needs some of our equipment, you can be in between and we'll give you commission and we'll make sure that you enjoy huge commission. We pay tens of thousands of dollars as commission to our agents. Now, these are a few of some of the projects we have done. We did this for Shell Forcados. This is Shell Forcado Yokri Associated Gas Pipeline Shore Pool. So if you look down here to this side, where you have this, there's a badge here on the water. This is a wire, a sling wire, and our equipment, this is the equipment, this winch you are seeing here was seated ashore. And then we are pulling, they are welding the pipeline and we are pulling it, as we are calling it. They call it river crossing or shore pool. So they call it shore pool. So we use our 110-ton hydraulic drum winch to do this pipeline pulling. This is the winch. This is wire here. You can see the pipe at the time when it has come out. I think it was about 8-inch pipeline, and we pulled all the way through. This is the head of the pipe. They welded this for us to be able to pull. So this is our equipment here. This is what it has pulled. Now, also we have ExxonMobil in Nigeria. We did vessel crane wire change out for them at in one of their location, 400-ton vessel crane. So you can see this is the block of the crane. These are our equipment here. These are our personnel. These are 2 spooling winches we deployed. This is hydraulic spooling winch. This is pneumatic spooling winch. And we change out the vessel crane. Now, this one is Ocean Treasure. Sorry. So this one is Ocean Treasure here. On this Ocean Treasure, we change the sling for anchor winch. The anchor winch have the sling, wire sling that drop the anchor and retrieve it. So we deploy our equipment to change the anchor winch on this vessel, Ocean Treasure vessel. Then you also see this one. This is Escravos Chevron. We did this for Chevron underwater communication cable laying. So we deployed our equipment to lay this cable. You can see this cable here going down. This is electrical cable, underwater electrical cable. This is our equipment that we used to deploy it, and divers went down and did that. Then here also to the right, you will see this is a vessel crane that we changed the wire entirely. These are equipment here, and our personnel were there to change this vessel wire. These are some of the equipment we have. 1600 CFM air compressor, 900 CFM forklift, telescopic forklift. This is the 110-ton hydraulic drum winch that we used to do the shore pool. And this is our 55-ton 4x4 crane. This is 500 kVA generator. This is our spooling winch, 25-ton hydraulic spooling winch. This is our hydraulic winch, is one of the biggest in Nigeria. I'm not sure there's any company that have any winch that is bigger than this in Nigeria. This is 8-inch centrifugal pump. It's a mud pump. and we also have different sizes. All these are just sample. We have different sizes, all of them, and quite a lot of them. In conclusion, the best time to start that business was yesterday. Another best time is now. Break away from fear of the unknown. Take that bold first step today. Believe you can. Believe in yourself, and you truly will see that you can. You can start that business. Our website is www.penielpetroserve.com. You can visit that website, see some equipment we have, recommend us to people, and we will give you commission, and you can start up your own business with the commission you get from us. Our phone number is right under there, 08033702554. Whether you're in Nigeria, you're in Ghana, you're in UK, anywhere, all over the world, we deploy equipment. Our equipment are currently in Angola and in different places working right now. Then these are references that we consulted, www.techidia.com/school, www.investopedia.com, startupturkey.com, newfound.com, disco.stanford.edu. Thank you very much. This is the end of my presentation. If you have question, I would like to take your question. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope you enjoyed the presentation.
I'd like to ask JD to say a few words.
Thank you so much. This is very, 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 very encouraging and inspiring. So thank you so much. And I believe all of us will feel that way, that is quite inspiring. So because of our time, we're only going to take one question, one from Ferdinand and the second one from the chat. The question on the chat said, is it better to start without registration, then register the business after having customers and clients? After this, Ferdinand will ask questions and we'll stop. I really want to apologize in advance because we didn't start on time. Hopefully, we should close within the next 3 minutes.
Okay, so thank you for the person that asked that question. Like I said in the course of the presentation, there was a company that started out. They started their business. They did not register. By the time they went to register, somebody else have registered that name, and they can't lay claim to it. So it is important you register. As soon as you discover the problem you want to solve, you know what you want to do, please register that company. Very, very important. That way, you are sure that that identity, that brand belongs to you. If somebody, some people are mischievous. They can see that your business is thriving, and they will go and register. They may not have intention of starting that business. They will go and register that name and sue you just to make money from you, and they will kill your brand. So it is important, as soon as you are sure the direction you want to go, register that business before you set out. Next question.
Thank you. Ferdinand, please. Ferdinand, please be brief. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Engineer Cosmas Nweke. I am Ferdinand Okaiwe from Germany here. So really the presentation was a nice one. It was a very nice one. So I'll just go straight to the question. So I wanted to ask you, but I found out that you have included this question. Like, could you please tell us the necessary permit for engineering business? But finally, you included it in your slide because I was following your slide one by one. Okay, but the last question I wanted to ask you is, we know that Nigeria doesn't support business. And I have read a lot of stuff, how business are closing down in Nigeria. So really, you have to be realistic to us. It's not like to make things sugarcoat for us here. Please, I want you to tell us how you handle Nigeria unavailability, like Nigeria unviable environment for business. You know, how do you manage that?
Because okay, thank you. I understand your question. Let me start by telling you that last month, that was May, I think, we were in Houston, Texas for Nigerian Oil and Gas Conference, and the Minister of Petroleum Gas was there, and he told us categorically clear that Nigeria have quite a lot of promising engineering businesses that are available right now, all they want is diasporans to come, strike partnership, come and invest. If anybody tell you that Nigeria is not supporting business, well, I don't know, they may be right to some extent, but Nigeria is also very good for business. The only problem we have currently is the foreign exchange issues that came up, I think about 2 years ago now. The foreign exchange have affected business a lot in Nigeria. But again, people are finding way around it. We are still thriving, we're still doing our businesses. But Nigeria is a fertile ground for businesses. Let me tell you a thing. That place where they say there is problem, that is where there is business. Business is about solving problem, fixing friction. So when somebody tells you that there is a problem in Nigeria, maybe there is problem, the problem is about electricity. That's a business for you. If there's no electricity challenge, we won't have solar panel businesses thriving. So as for government, Nigerian government is not harsh against business. I must tell you the truth, because I built my business from scratch, and today we are a very big business. I don't want to exaggerate, but I tell you, I built this business from scratch, and by God's grace, God have helped us. So trust me, Nigeria will support you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I will give our patron the opportunity and then hand over to our chairman. Our patron, please.
Thank you very much. I thank you for this honor. I will take my initial comment as the second one, but I'll be very fast about it. Cosmas, let me thank you for your wonderful presentation and for your response to Feminia's question. The problem with human beings generally is that breaking news are bad news. Yes, there are challenges. Nigeria is challenging, but it is not as if there are no good sides. Very good sides. And this company, Peniel, is a good example. And I can confirm that this is not sugarcoating. I'm not a businessman. I wish I asked some of these things much earlier, but I have friends who have weathered the storm. It is rough. For instance, as they have mentioned, there are other agencies. There is Madam, there's Bank of Industry, and a few others. So, but of course, there are issues, but like you have mentioned, it's about surmounting the issues. It may not be as straightforward as it is abroad, but I know that even abroad, there are issues that come into play once you are not part of them. So let us look more at the positive side and be positive and solve problems. My original contribution was going to be to thank the Cosmos and tell him that I have recruited myself as marketer. Not necessarily to start my own business, but at least to get commissions. I tried to snap the number, but I
Network.
No problem, sir. Feel free to contact us. We'll be here for you.
Yes. I just want to. Yes, I just want to accentuate what our patron said. You see, the reason why we have this meeting is to create a platform for network, and I think he has sent a signal. You know, for some of us, it may well be that after this meeting you can network with Cosmos, and then from there you can get inspiration. You know, that's how this thing happens. So ours is to, as a branch, is to create a platform for people to come together, then identify what is valuable in each other, and then go offline to continue exploring it. So thank you so much. I know this is a very fantastic topic, and we may stay here for hours, but please, can we stop at this point? So please permit me to hand over to our branch chairman, Professor Bamidele Adebisi, MB. Thank you, Prof.
All right, thank you, Engineer Bunaya. Thank you very much. Thank you, our speaker, Engineer Nweke. That was a very insightful one indeed. Thank you for kind of opening our eyes and minds to things that we didn't know before. So as engineer, usually we just go around solving problem. and we don't think about making money out of the solutions. So which is not really the best. We should be able to do both. So thank you for that clarity, and it shows that you've done quite a lot of background work. It shows in the presentation. We really appreciate the effort you put in, and the fact that you didn't take this like a walkover. Even though it's your bread and butter, you still put a lot of effort in preparing for it. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time, and thanks for everybody that joined the platform, particularly our Babas, sir. We really appreciate you for always joining, despite the fact that you are so busy in Nigeria. And thanks for your contribution. I don't know whether he's still online. I think he had a network issue. Yeah. Is it still online, Engineer Bunaya? Anyway, so yeah, we thank you, sir, for always supporting us. And thanks to Engineer Chukuma Bunaya for not giving up and your passion for the branch. With thanks thanks to all the other ESCOs. Really want to appreciate you. Thank you, everyone. About coming together and collaborating, which is what NSC is all about. Yeah, I think it's something we should really put in our diary as something we need to do in the next couple of weeks, months. So yeah, I know we have the time is fast spent now. I don't want to take too much of your time. I hope we all have a great weekend. Thank you for joining, and please let it not just be about hearing alone. Let us go and do something about this. That's more money in the pocket. I think you said something that salary cannot make you wealthy. That's a very interesting one. Because I saw somebody that countered that recently. Was it last week? Because the CEO of one of the bank, I remember I was serving when she was very popular. She just came in like 7B 1 year ahead. She's now the CEO of one of the banks, and then she bought a huge, shares from the bank. And somebody said, well, you can see that she's a salary earner, and then she's now rich. I said, well, that's not true. She's a salary earner with a difference. She's actually any salary but a businesswoman. So because you can, even like us being an academic, you can be an academic and still be a business person, an entrepreneur in the way you're thinking. It's not just when you start your business, it's really in the mind sometimes that you think different. You generate income outside of the normal salary. So I think that's what you are saying as well. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. All the best.
Thank you.
Thanks for your support for the branch. Bye.
Thank you.